Hey, my name is Justin Miller, and I want to talk to you about HIP-103 when it comes to the helium network. Now, for those not familiar, HIPs are helium improvement proposals. These proposals are usually brought up to us by Nova Labs, and then we get to vote on them here on this website. And how do we vote? We vote with our money. That's right. As it says there, select a wallet. Your voting power comes from how much you want to burn in order to direct the vote the way you want. And, sometimes they do this as a vote about whether something should pass or something should fail. Sometimes they do this just as a temperature check to see how things are going, what the public wants. But I gotta say, I'm kind of a nihilist tonight. Does it even matter? I mean, at the end of the day, who has the most money? Who can sway the vote? Nova Labs. Who's the one that put up the HIP? Nova Labs. So whether we have an opinion or don't have an opinion, at the end of the day, it's their company. They make the decision. They burn coinage in order to sway the vote whatever they want. So, does it matter? I don't know. Do people care that it doesn't matter? No, because people love to argue. And I'm sitting here on the official Helium community Discord under the HIP-103 channel, watching people chatter and fight about things. And like I said, I'm a nihilist for the evening. I find it all pointless. What does it matter? What is bound to happen is going to happen, and there's nothing we can do about it, so why do we care? Well, we care because it's there, and you're here, and so we're going to look at it. So here it is, HIP-103, Mobile Oracle Hex Boosting. Here's the summary. This helium improvement proposal discusses how Oracle boosting rewards are calculated and creates 3 new oracles. Footfall Oracles, which incentivize deployments in areas that have heavy footfall traffic. Land-type Oracles discourages deployments that cover empty fields and bodies of water. Urbanization Oracles encourages deployment in urbanized areas. All right, so let's talk about motivation. HIP-74 was passed to incorporate obstruction data and radio signal power into the POC reward model. However, it weighs all hexes equally, even if there's a low probability of actual coverage being needed in that area. This proposal aims to improve the value of the network coverage by incentivizing users to deploy CBRS and Wi-Fi in areas where oracles have determined coverage is most likely needed. Okay. So instead of all land being equal, they're going to say certain land is valued more than other land. Detailed explanation. Mobile boosting oracles are data sources used to estimate how useful mobile coverage will be in a specific area. This HIP proposes allowing oracles to be established to help guide deployments in areas that need coverage. Oracles will be used to give applicable hexes boosts, increasing or decreasing based on the area they are deployed in. All right, decrease is not a boost, but okay. Any oracle multiplier within a single res 12 hex will be multiplied by one another to get the final boosting multiplier. Oracle boosting shall also be multiplied with any other mobile boost, such as the service provider boost as defined in HIP-84. I'm not going to go into the other HIPs. I'm just going to go into what they want to do. So, okay, Footfall. And they have a link, how they're going to reference this. We'll look at the link in a bit. But as it says here, they want to basically give us incentives to be in more trafficked areas. So based off of, I'm assured, data transfer, which is going to be a problem to test if they don't have data running on CBRS radios. But if there's no data, multiplier 1. So, I guess that's how. I'm just going to leave it. Okay. Data between 0.001 and 1, is that gigabytes? What is that? Doesn't even say here. Sorry. But 2x and then over 1, 4. So I'd love to know what the 0 and the 1 is data. Is that gigabytes? They don't say. If you guys can tell me in the comments, I would definitely appreciate it. Let's go over to LAN types. This HIP recommends using data from third parties, blah, 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 blah. LAN, approved multipliers based on LAN type. All right. So let's look at the LAN types. So built up land, which I assume means homes, 1.5. All right, so a little bit of a bump. Anything with tree cover, shrubs, grass, bare, sparse land. Is that like backyards? I'm gonna maybe is tree cover. What is tree cover? Is tree cover forests? All right, sure. I live in a prairie, so it's grassland, right? Okay. So that's all ones, so they're not really changing anything. But if it's cropland, how do they know if there's crops? Can they tell if there's corn there? Snow and ice. Wait a second. So this is seasonal? Okay, seasonal. Wait till they start having an oracle that says you're only going to get POC rewards when it's daytime and there's activity going on in the world. When it's nighttime, we're going to give you 0. That's what this kind of stuff is about. I'm sorry, but that's what this kind of stuff is about. Anyway, bodies of water. Yeah, okay. Wetlands, mangroves, moss and lichen. Moss. Are there giant bodies of moss somewhere? Any area outside of the USA. Ooh, okay. So anybody who keeps asking in any place outside of the USA if they can get one of these hot spots or when they can get into CBRSs, yeah. You're out. Urbanization Oracle. All right. And again, as we know, they want us to be in urban areas. So urbanized areas get a 1 and non-urbanized areas get a 0.25. I really want to know how they define it using these third-party sites. Is the suburbs urbanized, or is urban just mean downtowns only? And furthermore, like, downtowns are horrible when it comes to these because you're basically trying to get Wi-Fi signal or 5G signal between giant buildings. I mean, you don't get that much signal out there. I mean, I've looked, but I don't get how that's going to work. And then they have some examples, which I don't know why they have examples because we've seen what they're asking. Yeah, I'm not going to get into these. Let's pass this all. Pass all these examples. Deployment impact. Nova has agreed to undertake the work to implement this HIP. Shall it pass? You shall not pass. No, I'm just kidding. If you guys want it passing, go ahead. Burn tokens. These oracles may be implemented in any order and do not need to be implemented all at once. Further specific categories within each oracle may be implemented one by one. So we could do one and not the others, or maybe picking which one is important to them, right? For example, it's easiest to implement the bodies of water, land type, within the type of oracles without implementing other categories, so it can be done first while the other categories are added to the oracle later. So maybe they can't figure out what corn is or looks like. Drawbacks. The implementation of this proposal could increase the complexity of the Helium mobile network and modeled coverage scores. There may be concerns about the accuracy of population data provided or the need to update the data regularly. Alternatives. An alternative would be allowing radios and hexes to keep earning the defined amount of modeled coverage points as described in HIP-74, meaning everything equal. However, this may prevent or stagnate the network's growth because HIP-74 doesn't incentivize deployment of hotspots to specific areas or regions. Success metric. The primary success metric will be greater coverage on the modeled coverage map in areas where top carriers have already identified areas that need data. All right, and that being said, let me click on that link. So here's one. Okay. So I'm going to assume the green is areas, and they're looking in Orlando here. I'm gonna zoom into Orlando. So nope, taking a while to load here. Sorry guys, that zoom did not do what I had intended it to do. But here we'll go to where it seems to be working. If no, it won't let me move at all. All right, here we go. Okay. So let me see what they have here. Here's a legend. So green is true and yellow is false. I'm not sure what false means other than it's a no-go. They're saying bad rewards. Or really bad rewards? I don't know. I don't know what false means. What does the dark areas mean then? Are there only good areas and then bad areas and then everything in between is a 1 maybe? I don't know. I did though bother as I was messing with this to look at my house. Yeah. So I live up here and it says a bad area I suppose is right here. And this area is really good. Now this area right here that's really good, that is the playground. Yep, that's the playground down the street. And so hopefully, here's my question as I'm looking at this. So if this coverage planner is accurate for me, and there's the playground down the street, everything else is planes. So everything else gives me a 1, and this gives me maybe like a 1.5. Is that the plan? Again, I'm really trying to understand what they want to do. Whether I'm happy with it or not. It's all interesting, but at the end, I think is pointless. Look, I have certain attitudes about things. I'm sure you do too. Some of us really like structure and order that means rules and regulations, and some of us believe that things should be kept as basic as possible. So some key sayings that I've always grown up hearing that I'll relate to this is, first of all, do your due diligence, meaning do your research like this. And maybe I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that's what Nova Labs is doing. They're doing their research right now. They're looking at their options. And maybe they just want to do a temperature check in the future with us to see how we feel about it. So, all right, in terms of due diligence, that's a good thing. The second saying I've heard is assumption makes an ass out of you and an ass out of me. So don't assume anything. So temperature check, sure. Do a temperature check on us. And number 3 saying that I do love is keep it simple, stupid. And that is what I live by. I would like things to be kept simple. Why can't we keep POC rewards as basic as possible? I understand that you want to find ways of incentivizing people to do things in downtown areas or focus more in urbanized locations. But I mean, isn't that what data credits are for? Isn't that the whole reason that, okay, we get these POC credits, POC rewards, they only last so long, but eventually we're going to get data credits. And we're going to get data credits if we're in areas where people use the data. So isn't that an incentive in and of itself, and POC will just work itself out on its own? That's my opinion, at least. And quite honestly, I mean, when we look at the regular Explorer map and see where people are, it's always in cities. It's in giant cities. It's never in some small town in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. So I don't see why it's necessary. Okay, that's me, guys. That's my opinion on it. I just keep it simple, stupid. Make basic rules that we can all understand and then determine things based on. Once you start creating all this crazy minutia You're just making it hard for us to decide whether we're not incentivized. I guess that's what I'm saying. We're not incentivized to be part of the network. We're de-incentivized to be part of the network. We're deterred from being part of it because we don't know how to figure out if this is going to work for us or not work for us. When you have simple rules, we can figure out how we can work within those rules, and then we say, yes, we want to join. We want to be part of this. Okay, just wanted to say that. That's my opinion. Now, I also want to mention this. For those of you who are like me, we just got into CBRSs, or maybe you have been, and now you're freaking out because you're like, what are they doing? Obviously, people are talking about it in the Discord because we are concerned. I found this crazy thing while I was online. So this is a XG1 Marconi by XNet. Introducing the Marconi. Put your base cell Nova 30, I'm just going to name mine, radio to work on the XNet network. This package includes 1. XG1 Marconi gateway, reconfiguration of your compatible base cell radio for the XNet network, and 1 year of SAS registration. Little concerned about that 1 year, but okay. So I haven't really read all of this and understood it. I just happened to find it. But basically, it says right here, based on multiple requests, we'd like to offer you an opportunity to add any previously acquired base cell Nova 30 to the XNet network. By purchasing an XG1 Marconi gateway package, you will be able to reconfigure and instantly activate your radio to work with the XNet network. Marconi performs all required updates automatically once it's connected to the radio and does not require any additional steps by the user. And then, they have this examples of rewards and a reward calculator. But here's the thing. I clicked on the reward calculator and it doesn't work. So that's already a red flag. I tried to go to their Discord to talk to people, but I never heard back from anybody. I don't know what this is. I just wanted to mention it because as we're looking at new options for our CBRS, I am too, and this looked interesting. I will research it more, let you know, and hopefully we'll find out together what other opportunities are out there if helium slowly erodes on top of its own bureaucracy. So, hey, thank you for watching this video. I got monetized today. Yeah! So, very happy. And so I'm going to go drink. But hey, please like and subscribe if you like more content like this, and you all have a great evening.